Hello, friends. Now, hello, friends. I have given you solution for four sums. I think you must have seen it. Those who have referred to all the sums, same in chat, that yes, you have done it. Can you hear me? Hello, friends. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know the timing of lecture is 10:30 to 12, but actual time is 10:30 to 12. I know it. But I'm asking the students who have tried to do the homework before all join the meeting. I think timing in the timetable is given to 10:30 to 12. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Still, I haven't started teaching. At present, I'm admitting the students from waiting room. Have you tried to solve these sums at home? Homework? Now see, I'll talk all the points because all of you are not responding to my questions. Only few are attending and few must have seen the video. That's what I presume. Okay. Hafiz Brothers has a branch at Surat. Head office sends goods to the branch at an invoice price. So this is a sum on invoice price. By adding 25% profit on cost price, the branch does cash sales as well as credit sales. All expenses of the branch are paid by HO. The head office sends petty cash to the branch for miscellaneous expenses. The cash collected by the branch is credited in the bank account of the branch, bank account of the head office. Considering the information, prepare branch account, trading profit and loss account, etc. Now see, the first opening balance of debtors is given, closing balance of debtors is given. Total sales minus cash sales, credit sales is available. So you are required to find out the cash collected from debtors, and that cash collected from debtors will be straightway remitted by branch to HO. So HO will write the cash remittance that we have found out in the branch account on the credit side. So missing item is cash collected from debtors that we are required to find out by preparing a working note for debtors. Furniture, opening balance, furniture, sand and closing balance is given. Am I right? Closing balance is not given. You are required to find out the closing balance, but you are given the rate of depreciation that is 8%. So opening balance plus furniture sand, deduct depreciation for the appropriate period, find the closing balance of furniture, write in branch account. Next, petty cash opening balance, petty cash sent to the branch is given, petty cash closing balance is also given to you. So all the three things will appear in branch account, but by preparing petty cash account, you can find out the miscellaneous expenses that is required to you while preparing profit and loss account. Stock at an invoice price, goods sent is an invoice price, goods returned is an invoice price, and stock is also at an invoice price. So you are required to find out the profit element therein, and adjustment entries will be recorded in the opposite side of the branch account where you have recorded the original entry. Now, goods are sent at 25% profit on cost. So invoice price multiplied by 100 upon 125 will be the cost price. Similarly, profit will be 25 upon 125. 1/5 is the profit element. I'll show its no detail. Now I start with the sum. I'll go very fast. Now four things. If the profit percentage are 25% on cost, so if the cost is 100, profit is 25, invoice price is 125. You are given invoice price of opening stock. You are given invoice price of goods and invoice price of goods return and invoice price of stock, closing stock. Let us find out the profit element and the cost element. 125 is to 125. How much for 1,05,000? That is 21,000. Similarly, you can work out for 1,500 invoice price cost is 100. How much for 1,05,000? That you can work out 21 fours are 84,000. Similarly, for 2,75,000, I just go fast because you have solved the sum. 2,200. So 8,800 is the goods return. 95,000 into 1/5 of 95,000, 19,000. And 19,000 fours are 76,000 is the cost. This is how you can work out fast. Now, let me write the invoice price on the debit side and adjustment entry on the credit side for opening stock. Goods sent to the branch account is debited and the profit element is recorded on the credit side by an adjustment entry. Goods written by the branch credited to branch account and the adjustment entry is debited. Similarly, closing stock, credit side of branch account, closing stock adjustment, debit side of the branch account. Now I start with the details of the sum. Opening balance of debtors, branch account debit side, debtors account debit side. Opening balance of furniture, branch account debit. Petty cash opening balance, branch account debit and petty cash account debit side. Then rent outstanding is a liability. Let me explain you. All assets given to the branch are debited to the branch account. All liabilities given to the branch, are credited to branch account. Please listen carefully. Assets are given to the branch. Branch is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Branch account debit to stock account, to debtors account, to petty cash, to furniture. But liability at the beginning of the year is given to the branch. So remember one thing, liability given to the branch. So if I give a liability to you, you are a receiver or a giver? When I give you the liability, suppose that I am required to pay 10,000 rupees to X. I say, Astha, that pay 10,000 rupees on my behalf to X. So I gave my liability to Astha. Now, Astha pays to that person. Now, Astha is a receiver of 10,000 from me or Astha is a giver of 10,000 to me? Tell me. Remember, Astha is a giver. She has paid the amount on my behalf to Mr. X. She is a giver to me because she has paid on my behalf. So when the branch is a giver, in case of outstanding rent outstanding, branch is a giver. So you have to write on the credit side of branch account, outstanding rent. So you are required to write down on the credit side of branch account. See, this is how you are required to write down 1200 to the credit side of branch account. This is an important point I wanted to tell you. Furniture sent, branch account debit to furniture account, asset given. Cash sales, that is remitted by branch to HO, so cash account debit to branch account credit. Total sales minus cash sales, you will get the credit sale. Find out the credit sale, 3,85,000 minus 75,000, 3,10,000 credit sales. That will appear in debtors account. It cannot appear in branch account because these are transaction between branch and a customer. Credit sale is not a transaction between HO and branch. Then comes discount allowed, same way. Sales return. It's a transaction between branch and customer. Appears in debtors account. Similarly, discount allowed is a transaction between branch and customer. Similarly, bad debts. And same way, cash directly sent to head office by debtors. Now understand. This is an important transaction. If, just understand, if branch sends me cash, branch is the giver. Credit the giver, branch account is credited. Now branch has sold goods. Now the branch has sold goods to a customer. Customer should pay to the branch and branch will pay me. That is the normal course of action. But instead of that, the debtor has sent cash directly to me. So I have to presume that this cash is received from the branch. Branch is the giver. So I will write on the credit side of branch account. So I will write down where? On the credit side of branch account. Notice it. So this amount recorded on the credit side of branch account, direct deposit by customer in HO account, or directly amount sent by customer to HO. This will also collection from debtors, so debtors account also will be credited. Then comes wages and salaries paid. All the expenses of the branch are paid by head office, so branch account debit to cash account. Rent, same way. Insurance, 30th June 2016. What is there in my pamphlet? You are telling about the dates. Let me know. You were telling about the dates. Let me know in chat. Is there a printing mistake? Insurance paid up to 30th June 2016. Is it clear?
No, sir. Up to 36 2015 है.
No, 15 is not correct. Correct is 16. Please correct your pamphlet. You must have seen in the screen it is 16. आपने स्क्रीन में जो वीडियो देखा होगा उसमें 16 होगा.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then no issue. Now, very important point. Insurance paid is up to 30th June 2016. My accounting year ends on 31st of March 2016. Please pay attention. My accounting year ends on 31st of March 2016. Insurance is paid up to 30th June 2016. So, April, May and June, for 3 months, the insurance is prepaid at the end of the year. At the end of the year means 31st of March 2016. And the insurance is paid up to 30th June. So, insurance is prepaid for 3 months. So, what is the amount for 3 months? That we should work out. And after working out the prepaid insurance amount, it is an asset. At the close of the year, it will appear on the credit side of branch account. Now let me show you. See, now 4,800. Look at it. For 12 months, it is 4,800. How much for 3 months? So it will work out 1,200. 1,200 is a prepaid insurance that will appear on the credit side of branch account by prepaid insurance. This is the insurance point that you are asking me. I think you must have followed. If you have got doubts, please ask me once again. Or if you want to copy this working note in your notebook, you can do that. Have you followed?
Yes, sir.
Now, question is that this 4,800 is for 15 months. Now, insurance up to 30th June 2016. Now, it is a question, should I consider that to be of 15 months or 12 months? That's a question. Generally, insurance premiums are paid on annual basis. So, we have presumed that it is for 12 months. Now, 4,800 is presumed to be of 12 months on a basis of custom that it is paid for 12 months. Are you given prepaid insurance in the opening balances? No. Are you given prepaid insurance in the opening balances? No. That means that last year annual insurance was not paid. So there is no prepaid insurance at the beginning of the year. And whatever the insurance policy taken in the current year is generally for 1 year. So better presumption that 4,800 is a insurance premium for 4,000. 4,800 is an insurance premium for 12 months only. Bindya, have you followed what I told you? Bindya? Yes, okay, fine. If you've got still doubts, you can ask me question. No issue.
Sir,
Yes?
it means that 4,800 is insurance from 1st July to 30 June 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we have to not calculate 3 years, 3 months of this financial year, April, May, and June.
No. Insurance premium, if at all there had been, they should have given to you in the opening balance of prepaid insurance, and it is not given. So better to presume that they have not taken the policy in the last year.
Okay.
Yes. Any other question? Can I proceed further with the sum? Huh? Can I proceed with the sum? Okay. Now, next. Advertisement expenses, payment made by HO for branch account debit to cash account, advertisement expense. Petty cash send, branch account debit to cash account, petty cash send. Petty cash send also will appear on the petty cash account debit side. Cash received from HO. 72,000 debtors closing balance. In debtors account, I write the closing balance 72,000. Stock at invoice price 95,000 already considered. Furniture closing balance we shall find out on the basis of rate of depreciation. Petty cash closing balance I write on the credit side of branch account as well as in the petty cash account credit side closing balance. Outstanding wages on 31st of March 2016. So at the end of the year, outstanding wages liability. Once again, now at the beginning of the year, I gave the liability to the branch. At the beginning of the year, I gave the liability outstanding rent, see 1,200. I explained to you. At the beginning of the year, I gave the liability to the branch. When I give the liability, remember forever, when I give the liability, the person to whom the liability is given is not the receiver, but he is a giver, as I explained to you. Similarly, if branch gives me liability at the end of the year, then branch is not giver, but the branch is receiver. So debit the receiver. So this outstanding wages at the end of the year, which branch has given to me means head office, then branch is not a giver, but the branch is receiver. Remember forever, whosoever gives the liability, you have to look at the opposite side. Whosoever gives the liability to, suppose that X gives liability to Y. So for X, Y is not the receiver, but Y is giver. Y is giver. Similarly, if Y gives liability to X, if Y gives liability to X, then what happens? Y gives liability to X is receiver? No. X is giver and Y is receiver. Do you follow these things? So here, branch has given the liability to HO. So HO is not receiver. What do you understand? So where should I write? Outstanding wages, tell me. Outstanding wages is a closing liability that will appear on the debit side because branch has given the liability. So branch is receiver, debit the receiver. Have you followed this concept? Now I share the screen and observe that how do I write outstanding wages. It is recorded to the debit side. Now depreciation, opening balance of furniture 16,000, 8% depreciation for the whole year, 1280. So written down value 14,720, furniture and 13,000, depreciation from 1st of July. 1st of July to 31st of March, I think 9 months. Am I right? So you are required to calculate depreciation for 9 months, 9 by 12. So this is the written down value of furniture that will appear on the credit side of branch account. Now I close debtors account, find the closing balance that will go to the branch account. I'm sorry, cash received from branch. Cash receipt will go to the branch account because closing balance of debtors is already available. Similarly, petty expenses that I will find out by closing petty cash account, 500, that won't appear in branch account because it is a transaction between branch and rest of the world. Now I want to prepare or close branch account, find the profit. This is the profit, 92,640. Now I can prepare trading and profit and loss account. Opening stock will be recorded at cost. So 84,000. Similarly, debtors opening balance cannot be recorded. Petty cash opening balance cannot be recorded. Furniture, debit minus credit, that is depreciation 2060, that will go to the profit and loss account debit side. Goods sent will be recorded at cost, that is 2,20,000. Do you find me to be very fast? I'm just bit fast because you have seen the sum at home. Am I right? Are you comfortable with the speed? Okay. Are you comfortable with the speed? That's fine. I'm sure those who have seen the sum at home, they will be quite comfortable. Okay. Now, same way I proceed once again. Goods written by the branch, you have to write from, you have to deduct it from goods end. The net amount 8,800 deducted. Same way, look at wages and salaries, 14,000 debited, 1,500 debited. So all debit, 1,400 plus 1,500, both together will go to the debit side of trading and profit and loss account. As the word wages is first, I write trading account. Rent 15,200, 1,200 on the credit side. So 15,200 minus 1,200, 14,000 gets debited to profit and loss account. Insurance 4,800 minus 1,200. So the 3,600 is an expense for 9 months during the year, that is debited to profit and loss account. Advertisement expense debited to profit and loss account. Petty cash sent cannot be recorded. Closing stock net amount, that is 76,000, will appear on the credit side of trading account. This is the cash sales, 75,000, trading account credit. Cash collected from debtors either directly or from the through branch won't appear in trading and profit and loss account. Closing balance of debtors also won't appear. Petty cash account also, closing balance won't appear. Let me write down petty expenses, debit side of profit and loss account. Credit sale, trading account, credit side. Sales return deducted therefrom. Discount allowed, debited to profit and loss account. Bad debts, debited to profit and loss account. Find the gross profit, find the net profit. That should agree with the branch profit. That's done. Now, I don't want to give you time to copy this sum. If you want to have a screenshot, you can take it, or otherwise you can have a screenshot from the video that I was given to you. Let me proceed with the next sum. Please pay attention. Now, if you have got any doubts, please ask me, or if you don't have, let me proceed with the next sum. Okay. Let me start with the next sum on my screen. I think after Hafiz brother Mukti collection is there, right?
Yes.
So, Mukti collection. Now I share the screen. Look at the screen. This is a sum which I want to explain to you. The first peculiarity that I want to bring to your notice is the impress system. While discussing the theory, so look at the branch is allowed to maintain the cash balance of 600 on impress system. That's an important point that I want to just briefly tell you. I have already discussed this point while discussing theory. Impress system means opening petty cash balance and closing petty cash balance is same. In this sum, opening petty cash balance is 600. Impress system is maintained. So closing cash balance is also 600 rupees. In such situation, the opening and closing balance is same. Then what should you understand? Cash sent during the year is being spent for miscellaneous expenses. So remember two things for impress system. One, opening and closing petty cash balance is same. And second, cash sent for expenses is always equal to miscellaneous expenses paid. That's a peculiarity. Now, once again, so in this sum, opening petty cash is 600, closing also will be 600, and cash sent will be equal to miscellaneous expenses paid. Now, goods are supplied at 20% profit on sales price. So another important point. In the previous sum, you were given percentage of profit on cost. Here in this sum, percentage of profit is on sales price. That is another distinguishing points in this sum. So I have told to you two distinguishing points. But I want from you people the doubts that you hold for this sum. Just say in chat which significant points you want me to emphasize. कौन से अगत्य के पॉइंट मैं आपके सामने रखूं जिससे आप समझ सके. Say me prepaid rent 1. Yes, I'll explain you prepaid rent. Outstanding rent and salary. Yes, I will explain you outstanding rent and salary. Outstanding rent means salary, outstanding salary. I'll explain you. Then, any other question? Okay, can I proceed with the sum? I'll proceed fast because you have studied this sum. I'm going to explain you salary and rent once again. No issue. Okay. Now, petty cash 600, opening balance, closing balance 600. Petty expense is 270, so cash sent is 270. Let me start. Opening closing balance 600, cash sent and petty expense is 270. Stock at sales price means invoice price. Goods sent to branch. You are not told anything, so it should be invoice price. That I have explained, told to you. stock at sales price. That is at a percentage of profit, 20% on sales. Now 20% of sales means invoice price. So here 30,000 is the sales price, 20% thereof 6,000 is the profit element and 24,000 is the cost. This 1,50,000 is invoice price, 20% is profit, 15 to 30. So 150 minus 30, 120 is the cost price. And similarly, this closing stock 45,000, 20% thereof 9,000, 36,000 is the cost. Debtors opening balance, cash receipt from debtors, furniture opening balance, depreciation rate is given 10%, prepaid rent 450, rent for 1 year paid on 1/4/15. Okay, this is what I need to explain to you. Now, okay. Now please pay attention. My accounting period, let me explain you in detail. Let me stop sharing. If you look at the sum, I'm required to prepare a branch account for the year ended on 31st of December 2015. So my accounting year ends on 31st of December. Prepaid rent 450 is already given. Rent paid for 1 year on 1/4/2015. So if the rent is paid for 1 year from 1/4/2015, so it has been paid for 1 year. So this rent is from 1/4/2015 to 31st of March 2016. Do you understand these things? When the rent is paid for 1 year from 1 April 2015, then it is paid up to 31st of March 2016. My accounting period ends on 31st of December 2015. So rent prepaid for January, February, March 2016. Is it clear? Now, if you divide 2,700 by 12, what will it be? Tell me. 2,700 divided by 12. What is per month rent? Tell me in chat. 27 divided by 2,700 divided by 12. So 225 is the monthly rent. 3 months rent, January, February, and March 2016 is prepaid. So 225 into 3, 675 is the prepaid rent at the end of the year. Is it clear? So now the monthly rent is 225. 3 months rent is 675. So what has happened? At the beginning of the year, 450 was the prepaid rent. It was also for 3 months. So 450 divided by 3, so 150 was the rent in the last year. But in the current year, the rent has increased from 150 to 225. So the closing balance of prepaid insurance is 225 into 3, 675. Is it clear? Have you followed this calculation part? Now the opening prepaid insurance will appear on the debit side of branch account. 2,700 also will appear on the debit side of branch account. And prepaid insurance 675 will appear on the credit side of branch account. And total debit 450 plus 2,700 minus 675, that is the net rent expense for the current year, that will be debited to profit and loss account. If you want to work out the net rent expenses for the current year differently, then 150 into 3 plus 225 into 9 is the total rent for the current year that is required to be debited to profit and loss account. Is it clear? Now see, I have explained you the rent point. Do you have doubts? Please ask me if you hold the doubts. Yes. Is it clear? Now I want to talk about outstanding salary. Salary outstanding at the beginning of the year 150. See, look at the screen. Salary outstanding at the beginning of the year is 150. This 150 outstanding salary is paid during the year. Do you notice it? Outstanding salary paid in the sum. Look at the screen. Outstanding salary at the beginning of the year is 150 and it has been paid. Now salary paid up to November 2015, 3,300. So from January, see, outstanding salary is a salary for the last year that has been paid during the current year. It is not an expense of the current year. For the current year, the expense has been paid for 11 months, that is from 1st of January to 30th November 2015. 11 months rent is paid 3,300. Salary, I'm sorry. So 3,300 is a salary paid for 11 months. So 3,300 divided by 11 per month salary is 300. 300 is the outstanding salary at the end of the year. So now we have got four things. Outstanding salary at the beginning of the year, 150. Second, outstanding salary at the end of the year that we worked out to be 300. Salary paid during the year, 3,300 plus 150, 3,450. That is the salary paid during the year. And if you want to work out the expense for the current year, then the current year salary for 12 months at the rate of 300, 12 threes are 3,600. Opening outstanding salary 150 will appear on the credit side of branch account. Closing outstanding salary rupees 300 will appear on the debit side of branch account. Branch account will be debited with 3,300 and 150 cash paid by HO for branch for the expenses. And the profit and loss account will be debited with 3,600 salary for the year. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Or if you want to may explain once again, I'll be doing while explaining the sum. Okay. Now let me proceed with the sum. I'll go very fast. Profit is 20% on sales price. See, I write invoice price 100. So cost is 80. 30,000, 1,50,000 and 45,000. Now 20% of 30,000, 6,000, 1,50,000 into 20%, 30,000. That I already explained to you, 9,000. And cost will be how much? 36,000. Branch account is debited with 30,000, credited with 600. Goods sent to the branch debited with 1,50,000, credited with 30,000. Closing stock credited with 45,000. Closing stock adjustment debited to branch account 9,000. Now opening balance of petty cash 600. Petty cash account opening balance 600. Then opening balance of debtors debited to branch account as well as in debtors account debit side. Furniture opening balance debited to branch account. Prepaid rent asset debited to branch account. Outstanding salary will appear on the liability side of branch account. Cash sales remitted by branch to HO. Cash account debit to branch account credit. Credit sale 67,500 debited to branch account won't appear in branch account because it is not a transaction between HO and branch. Allowance recorded in working note debtors account credit side. Cash received from customer sent to the branch, same will appear in the debtors account also, as you see on the screen. So branch account is credited with 60,000 as well as debtors account is credited. This is a cash received by HO from branch debtors, branch customers. That's an important point. Bad debts written off, debtors account credit side, working note. Discount to debtors account credit side, working note. Rent for 1 year, branch account debit to cash account, 2,700. Salary, as I explained to you, rent. 12 months rent is 2,700. What is for 3 months? 675 prepaid rent, branch account credit, closing balance. Salary is 3,300 for 11 months. So 11 months salary is 3,300. What is last 1 month salary outstanding? So salary outstanding will appear on the debit side of branch account that you know very well now. Insurance paid, branch account debit to cash account. Now insurance is paid up to 31st of March 2016. So this is an annual payment. So 12 months insurance is 540. How much for 3 months? How much will it be? 135. So prepaid insurance also will appear on the asset side of HO balance sheet, but it will appear in the branch account credit side being asset. Salary paid, 150 outstanding salary beginning of the year paid. Branch account debit to cash account. Petty expenses paid. Now there is an impress system. Let me work out depreciation. Opening balance furniture 15,000. 10% depreciation. Closing balance appear on the credit side of branch account. Impress system. So closing petty cash balance is 600. That will appear in branch account as well as in petty cash account. Cash sent to the branch account debit to cash account, petty cash sent. Closing balance of debtors that I work out and write in branch account. I find the profit. Now trading at profit and loss account. Opening stock appeared at cost. Should I move fast? Is it okay? Is it okay? Furniture difference depreciation debited to profit and loss account. Prepaid insurance 450 plus 2,700 my 675. This is the rent amount debited to profit and loss account. Look at my style. Petty cash opening balance, closing balance not to be recorded. Goods and cost is to be recorded. 1,20,000 debited to trading account. Petty cash sent not to be recorded, but the expense, petty cash expense I will write later on. Salary is 3,300 plus outstanding 3,600. So 300 plus 150 plus 300 minus 150, 3,600 salary is debited to profit and loss account. This I have already explained to you. Insurance, net amount 405 debited to profit and loss account. Outstanding salary is already paid, not to be considered. Closing stock recorded at cost 36,000. Sales, cash sales credited to trading account. Debtors collection not to be recorded. Debtors closing balance not to be recorded in trading profit and loss account. Petty expenses will be debited to profit and loss account. Credit sales credited to trading account. Allowances debited to profit and loss account, bad debts debited to profit and loss account, discount allowed debited. Gross profit transferred, net profit worked out, same as branch account, sum is done. Ask me if you hold doubts. Ask me if you hold doubts, please. કોઈને કોઈ ક્વેશ્ચન્સ પૂછવા છે? હા, in all sums for prepaid insurance we should presume for 12 months, generally yes, but it depends upon the language of the sum. Okay, can I proceed with the next? Can I proceed with the next sum? Now I proceed with the next sum. Let me prepare the screen to be shared with you. Now the next sum is of South Gujarat, right? Is of South Gujarat, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me share the screen. Look at the sum on screen. Now please pay attention. I want your attention in this sum to a specific point where students are subject to risk of committing mistake. Head office supplies goods to the branch at cost with a specific instruction to sell the goods 25% above cost price. This is an important focus point of this sum. Read it carefully. Head office supplied goods to the branch at cost, but with a specific instruction to sell the goods at 25% above the cost price. Now in this type of sum, what happens? In haste in examination, students read that 25% above cost. So this is a sum on invoice price. Actually, this is not a sum of invoice price. You are not required to work out the adjustment entries for this sum because goods are sent to the branch at cost. But a specific instruction is given that you are requested to sell the goods just 25% above the cost. When this type of instruction is given and branch has followed that instruction, in such situation, remember forever, not only in the sums of branch account, if you are given a percentage of profit to be charged from a customer is given to you in any sum, may it be single entry, may it be cash flow statement, may it be branch account, anywhere, any chapter in accountancy. If you are given a percentage of profit to be charged on sales, in that sum always, any of the stock items are missing. Any of the stock items are missing. Please just a minute. Yes. Any of the stock item is missing. Once again, as I was disturbed by a phone, remember, a specific instruction is given to sell the goods at a percentage of profit on cost. So profit percentage is to be maintained while selling the goods. So on the basis of sales information, on the basis of, okay, somebody has entered in waiting room. They are, okay. Now see, once again, you are given a percentage of profit to be charged while selling the goods. When you are given this type of percentage of profit, you can work out the gross profit. Generally, we work out the gross profit by preparing trading account. But here the gross profit you can work out on the basis of percentage of profit. So in that situation, always any of the stock item is missing. Either opening stock is missing, or closing stock is missing, or goods sent to the branch is missing, or goods returned by the branch is missing. Any of the stock item is missing. And in such situation, you are always advised to prepare one more working note that is known as stock account. That's an important point that you should understand in this sum. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now I share the screen. Have you followed what I wanted to magnify before you? One, this is not a sum on invoice price. Goods are sent at cost. You are required to prepare additional working note, that is stock account. That is similar to trading account. Is it clear? Same in chat if you have followed. Please. Okay. This is a new point of this sum which you have perhaps followed while observing the sum, but I wanted to emphasize it. Now next, ask me your doubts about the sum in a chat, please, so I may focus it with details. Ask me your questions in chat, doubts in chat.
Hello, sir.
Doubts? Oh, that's great. If you don't hold doubts, I'm happy. Even then, meaning of discount disallowed. Yes, I'll explain you. That's good. Meaning of discount disallowed. I'll explain you. Any other? No doubts. Okay, fine. I'll explain you. Now, I'll proceed with the sum very fast. I'll give more emphasis for preparing stock account, that's new one. And I'll explain you discount disallowed at the same time. Is it clear? Let me start now. Total sales minus cash sales or credit sales, debtors, closing balance, cash receipt from debtors is given to you. But notice that, do you have opening balance of debtors? No. You are required to find out. Opening stock, goods and goods return, specific instruction to sell the goods at 25% above the cost. So opening stock plus goods and minus goods return minus goods return means what? Opening stock plus goods and minus goods return minus closing stock is equal to cost of sales. but you are not given closing stock. Notice it. So we are required to prepare stock account. Petty cash opening balance 0. Head office sends petty cash rupees 100 at the beginning of each month. So at the beginning of each month, if 100 rupees are sent, then the amount sent for petty cash is 1200 rupees. And at the end of the year, there is a petty cash balance of 40 rupees. So 1200 rupees are sent, out of that 40 rupees are left, and there is no opening balance of petty cash in the beginning of the year. So petty expenses during the year is 1160. Is it clear? Wages and carriage. That will go to important point that I'll emphasize while solving the sum. Head office supplies goods to the branch at cost, but of a specific instruction to sell the goods at 25% above cost. If such instruction is given, then only stock account is required to be prepared. So I have prepared stock account. That's an important point that you should notice. Now opening stock, branch account debit, stock account debit side, petty cash opening balance still 100 every month. So total amount sent is how much? 1200. Now goods sent, branch account debit to goods sent to branch account, goods sent to the branch account will appear in the stock account just like trading account. Goods written credited to branch account and deducted from goods sent in stock account. So 1 lakh is the net stock sent to the branch. Total sales 1,20,000. Cash received from cash sales, debtors and incomes are remitted by HO. So cash sales is remitted by branch to HO. HO has received the cash, cash account debit to branch account credit. Now total sales minus cash sales. This is a credit sale, debtors account debit. Total sales is already recorded, so cash and credit sales together. Goods returned by customers, sales return deducted from the total sales, 1,20,000. Sales return also gets deducted or credited to debtors account in a working note. All branch expenses are directly paid by HO. So branch account debit to cash account for rent, for salary, for wages and carriage, rent and taxes, advertisement. Cash received from debtors, that is cash account debit to branch account credit, that I already explained. It will appear also in debtors account. Bad debt recovered is an income. All incomes are required to be sent by branch to HO. So bad debt recovered can never appear in a working note of debtors. It is a remittance made by branch to HO, so it should be credited to branch account. Bad debts, debtors account credit, working note, discount and allowance credited to debtors account. Now the important point. If goods sent are debited, then goods return are credited. Notice it. If goods sent are debited, then goods return are credited. Similarly, if the discount allowed is credited in debtors account, discount disallowed will be debited in debtors account. It's a reversal of discount allowed. So discount disallowed is debited in debtors account in a working note. It is a transaction between HO and branch. It is a transaction between HO and branch. No, it is not a transaction between HO and branch. It is a transaction between branch and debtors. So it will not appear in HO in branch account that we intend to prepare. Is it clear? Meaning of discount disallowed. Meaning of discount disallowed. See, I'll explain to you. What is the meaning of discount disallowed? Just a minute. I just stopped sharing the screen because I want to explain to you. What is the meaning of discount disallowed? Suppose that Deep is my customer and I'm required to collect from him, say, 90,300 rupees. He paid me 90,300. I'm required to collect him from him what amount? 90,300. He pays me 90,000 rupees and I allow him a discount of 300 and he has made me a payment by check of 90,000. I deposited a check in the bank. Check is dishonored. When the check is dishonored, I will say Deep, now pay me what amount? 90,000 or 90,300? Tell me. जब दीप से मुझे लेना था 90,300, he has paid me by check 90,000. I allowed him a discount of 300. The check is dishonored. So now I am required to demand once again from Deep. What should I demand? 90,000 or 90,300? Tell me. $90,300 will be demanded. Let us not talk about dishonor charges of check. Let us not talk about the dishonor charges of check. If it be there, what should it be? I'll tell you after a couple of minutes. But 3,000 discount that was allowed when I received a check gets disallowed when the check is dishonored. Is it clear? This is the meaning of discount disallowed. I think you must have followed this. Am I right? Is it clear? Now, once again, I share the screen and just a minute. Same in chat. Have you followed the concept of discount disallowed? Please same in chat. Any other question? Any student who want to ask me the same, any other question? Is it fine? Let me proceed. Now next. Closing balance of debtors, branch account credit side, debtors account credit side, petty cash 40. Closing balance that I write in the petty cash account also. Now, I want to work out the gross profit on net sales 1,20,000. So percentage of profit is 25% above cost. So if cost is 125 is the profit, 125 is the sales price. And if 125 is the sales price, 25 is the profit, how much for 1,20,000? So that works out to be 24,000. So gross profit 24,000. So missing item is the closing stock that I can write on the credit side of branch account. After writing this closing stock, I can find out the profit of branch account. Otherwise, I cannot find out. Now, all closing balances are recorded, but the opening balance of debtors account is not available in branch account. So long as I don't find out the debtors opening balance, I cannot close branch account. So opening balance of debtor is 12,000. That is missing number found out by preparing debtors account that I have recorded in branch account debit side. Now I think I can close the branch account and find the profit, but I should not do that. First of all, I should close all the accounts in a working note. So these are the petty expenses that will be debited to profit and loss account. Now I can close the branch account and find the profit that works out to be 11,540. This is how this sum gets solved. Now I want to prepare trading and profit and loss account. First of all, opening stock debited. Debtors opening balance cannot be recorded. Goods sent to branch debited. Rent debited. Wages debited to Trading account, but it was not debit. It was not recorded in stock account. That's an important point I want you to notice. In my stock account, you won't find wages. Though wages will appear in trading account. This is a very important point of distinction that you should notice in this sum, because percentage of profit is on cost. If you write a working note that cost includes wages, by writing that note, you can write wages in the stock account. But in this situation, you should write a note that wages are not considered as a part of cost. That you can write as a note. And that's why when I was reading the sum, I told to you that I'll explain you wages and carriage at a later stage. Salaries, rent and taxes, advertisement debited to profit and loss account. Petty cash sent won't appear in trading profit and loss account. Goods return deducted from goods and cash sales. Total sales 1,20,800 that you know now. Cash received from debtors won't appear in trading profit and loss account. Bad debt recovered is an income credited to profit and loss account. Important point. Closing stock will go to the credit side of trading account. Debtors closing balance won't appear. Petty cash closing balance won't appear in trading and profit and loss account. Petty expenses debited to profit and loss account. Discount disallowed, credit side of profit and loss account. Important point. Discount allowed is an expense and the reverse of expense is an income. So discount disallowed is an income credited to profit and loss account. Bad debts debited to profit and loss account. Sales return deducted from sales. Discount allowed debited to profit and loss account. Gross profit, net profit, same as branch account. Is it clear? Is it clear? If you hold any doubts, please ask me. Or if you want to take a screenshot of this sum, you can do it. Now, can I proceed with the next? Okay. Any student want to raise any question for this sum? Please say me in chat or open your audio and tell me. Should I start with the next question? Okay. Let me stop sharing the screen. And let me call for the new screen for you. By that time, you can read the fourth sum if you want to. I think next sum is what? Jignesh, am I right? Please say me. Next sum is of Jignesh, right?
Yes.
Okay. Look at the sum. Read it carefully. Now, I wish to bring to your notice one important point of this sum. Pay attention. Jignesh of Parli has a branch at Udwada. Send goods to Udwala branch at an invoice price which is 25% above the cost price. That's fine. I wish to bring to your notice, suppose that goods of 100, that is a cost to HO, sent to branch at 25% above on it. So 125 is the invoice price. So from HO's perspective, HO's viewpoint, 100 is the cost price and 125 is the invoice price. That is HO's viewpoint, HO's perception. What about branch? I have given goods to the branch. See, I have given goods to the branch at 25% above the profit. So for branch, 125 is the cost. Look at cost price to branch. What does that mean? Cost price to branch. This is what I say. Cost of goods 100 given to branch at 125. So cost to branch is the invoice price for HO. Cost to branch is what? Invoice price for HO. So this 75,000 cost price to branch means it is an invoice price. Is it clear? While 28,000 is the cost to HO. 28,000 is the cost to HO. So cost to HO is cost. Goods returned by the branch, cost price of branch 5,000. So this is an invoice price. Do you understand these things? And goods sent to the branch, cost price of HO. So it is a cost. So this 75,000 is an invoice price. This 5,000 is also an invoice price. But this 28,000 and 2,40,000 is the cost price. Is it clear? Have you followed this concept? If you have followed, say me yes in chat, then I may proceed further, please. Now see. Can I proceed with the sum now? Is it clear? Another important point that I want to bring to your notice. Expenses paid by the branch 4,000, including wages 4,000, 24,000. So when you prepare trading and profit and loss account, 4,000 will go to trading account and remaining 20,000 may go to profit and loss account. Is it clear? Okay. Now I start with the sum. Branch account. Goods are sent at an invoice price. Cost plus 25%. So if cost is 100, profit is 25. 125 is the invoice price. This 75,000 is the invoice price. Notice it. Where do I write? 28,000. I'm to like 40,000 is a cost price. I write in cost column. 5,000 cost price to branch, so invoice price. And closing stock, cost price of HO means cost. Notice it. How do I write? That's very important. Now I work out the profit element. So when I will work out the profit element for this 75,000, I will say 125 is to 25. How much for 75,000? If I want to work out the profit element in 5,000, I will say 125 is to 25. How much for 5,000? 1,000. But if I want to work out the profit element for 2,40,000, I will apply the equation 100 is to 25 How much for 2,40,000? And when I want to work out the profit for 28,000, 100 is to 25. How much for 28,000? This is how I'm going to work out. Now notice it. If invoice price is 125, profit is 25, how much for 75,000? 15,000. And cost 125 is 200, how much for 75,000? 60,000. Same way for goods and 100 is the cost, then profit is 25, how much for 2,40,000? Notice it. 60,000. Now I get the invoice price to be 3 lakhs. Now once again for goods return 125 is to 25. How much for 5,000? 1,000. So cost is 4,000. But once again for 28,000, the equation will be different. Proportion will apply to be different. 100 is the cost and 25 is the profit. How much for 28,000? 7,000. 35,000 is the invoice price. Is it clear? Please pay attention. Notice this point. It's very important. It's very important. I think you have followed these things. Clear? Okay. Now I start with the sum. Branch account debit, invoice price, adjustment account debit. Also, instead of adjustment account, you can write the word reserve. It is necessary to record the closing stock and goods sent to the branch at an invoice price. Can we record them at cost directly? No. You should follow a uniform policy. You should follow a uniform policy. Have you followed, Bindya, what I told to you? Okay. Goods and 3 lakhs. Goods and adjustment account. Or you can write reserve also. Goods returned by the branch, goods returned by branch. I'm sorry, this is a 5,000 goods returned. The stock reserve is a wrong word. This is a wrong word. You should write only word reserve. 35,000 closing stock, stock reserve, 7,000. Yes, that is done. Next. This is wrong. Let me say. Just a minute. See, what is wrong? You should not write stock reserve. You should write only word reserve. Is it clear? Okay. Now I proceed further. Opening balance of debtors, debtors account as well as branch account, closing balance of debtors, branch account and debtors account credit side. Realize from bad debt return for the last year, it's an income remitted by branch to HO. So branch account is to be credited. It won't appear in debtors account. Amount received from customer, branch account credited, debtors account also credit. Expenses paid by the branch 24,000, branch account debit to 20, cash account or bank account 24,000. Discount allowed, paid shabd no lakhai, 1,500, bad debts written off, debtors account credit. Salary paid to the branch manager to 31st of December, 6,000. So branch account debit to outstanding salary. Now let me explain. Salary to be paid. Remember, not paid, to be paid. If it is a to be paid, it's an outstanding salary. And outstanding liability at the end of the year appears on the debit side of branch account. Please notice it. If it is paid, the entry will be branch account debit to cash account. If it is unpaid, the entry will be branch account debit to outstanding salary account. Is it clear? Now credit sales I have worked out. From total sales, I will deduct the credit sales. I will get the cash sales that is remitted by branch to HO. That will appear in the branch account credit side. Now I can close the branch account. Total of credit minus total of debit. This is the profit, 2,17,000. Now, why I'm required to admit the students in between the lecture, I don't understand. Anyway. Okay. Now I want to prepare trading and profit and loss account. I think it is not asked, right? So I haven't prepared. Is it clear? Now I want to proceed with the next sum. Please pay attention. Now, I stop sharing the screen once. Now, please pay attention. It is just 5 minutes left for 12. Am I right? 5 to 6 minutes. Let me now start with the next sum. But let me share the screen for next sums. Please pay attention. Let me prepare the screen for that. Just a minute. Just a minute. I want your attention to the Word file, which I have already given to you. Can you see the Word file on the screen? Hello, friends. Can you see the Word file on the screen? Okay. Now we have completed sums up to, I think, 8 sum, right? 9 sum is of Neil Viara, Neil of Viara. This is the 9 sum. Total sales is given to you, but not in this fashion as a total. It's a correction. 10 sum. Ahmedabad as a branch at Nadiyad. The invoice price is fixed by adding 25% on the profit on invoice price. So this is another sum. And this is the third sum. And by that, pamphlet is getting over. Now, if you, with 3 sums, 9, 10, and 11, these 3 sums, I wish to give them for your homework, if you permit me. Please pay attention. I want to give you these 3 sums for your homework, if you permit me. I'll give you its solution video today or by tomorrow morning. so that you can see the sum after solving it. If you are comfortable and more confident about this method that we have done today, I want to apply for next 3 sums also. Do you agree with me? Same in chat if you agree. Please say all, not only few. Will it be a better method for you to understand? Those who want me to add in the group, write me a separate message on WhatsApp, please. Okay. So should I give you these 3 sums for your homework? And by tomorrow morning, I'll be sharing you the video of its solution. Sir, I have already done up to 11. So can we write again? If you have done it, no need. But I will advise you to look at the video that I may share with you, please. Bharti, have you followed? Okay. So I give you these 3 sum for your homework. And we meet tomorrow. I think tomorrow is 3rd February. If the result is out, I won't be conducting your session. But I don't know. In the absence of result, things will be as we have planned. Is it okay? Now, uh, same in chat. Can I conclude the session? Can I make an end to the session, please? Okay. Now, have a good day. Thanks to all of you. Now I close or end the session. Okay. I end the session. Thanks to all of you. Try to do the homework. Have a nice day. I end the meeting for all.